Motivation fades, but discipline lasts. If you're relying on your motivation, you've already lost. Today we're going to cover the very simple topic of keeping yourself accountable so that you can achieve your goals. Let's get into it. Hi guys, my name is Alex. I'm your bigger, smaller brother. I'm talking to you from a standpoint of someone who's still learning and still growing. And let me just make out that I'm not a perfect person. I believe that there are three main methods that can lead you to your success. Starting with routine. Routine is the fundamental to get your day going. When you know what you have to achieve in a day because you planned it out the night before, the chances of your success, the chances that you are able to achieve your goals within the day are exaggerated or multiplied by an exponential factor. I can't tell you how much it helps me to have written down what I need to get started with in my morning. Some people don't have motivation to get up in the morning. And so one of the best things that you can do for yourself is to set the standard. Why not? It's very easy. For me, it's something as simple as this. I cannot leave my room until I do my 50 push-ups. Why 50 push-ups? I don't know. That's just what I decided. You can do something of your very own. You don't have to do 50 push-ups. You could do 10. But let me tell you something. You will find days that even those 10 push-ups are difficult to do. Maybe you're sick, maybe you hurt yourself, whatever. You'll come up with an excuse where you really don't want to do it. Keeping yourself accountable and making sure that you do those things that you're supposed to do is where the real grit is shown. That's how you really tell if someone's going to make it, whether they force themselves to do the things that are uncomfortable because they know that they have to do it. Setting a morning routine is more than just doing a couple push-ups or setting a physical activity. You can set yourself a series of goals within the day, small things. Journal, read, pray, exercise, whatever works for you, whatever stimulates your mind the best, whatever gets you in your flow. But ultimately, laying out those tasks provides you with a purpose. If you're unemployed, or even if you are employed, but you don't find satisfaction in your work, it's really important that you set yourself little goals. Because without your own personal input and approval, you'll end up withering away, hating what you've become. Do you really want that? Do you really want to think to yourself, in 10 years' time, damn, I put in all of this work studying, going through high school, going through university, getting my diplomas, bachelor's, master's, doctorates, whatever, just to hate what you do? I couldn't think of anything more soul-destroying than that. Truly, that sounds like one of the hardest things to ever deal with. And so setting those little tasks for yourself, making sure that you are achieving what makes you feel proud is just the first step in finding your success. In last video, I talked about how passion is what leads you to achieve your goals. And it's true. It's very true. If you're not passionate about what you're doing, you are going to lose your motivation and your drive. And there's nothing more soul-destroying than that. You land up with an empty canvas or a half-cocked job and you are livid with yourself. This is not a video about self-hate or judgment. This is about how to achieve what you want to achieve. How to succeed. That leads us into our second point, which is finding a need. For most people, there are one of two things that contribute to having a need. The one is a monetary gain, or the other one is a passion. Let me give you two examples. Carl has a full-time job. He hates his job. He's been working in an industry for the last 5 years, and he's making good money, but he hates what he does. Carl really enjoys playing the guitar. But the truth is that Carl cannot play his guitar because he believes that he's gone years and years without practicing, and so he's too nervous to pick it up to see how far he has deteriorated. What would the solution be for Carl? Well, it would be as simple, and now this is easier said than done, as simple as just picking the instrument up with some sheet music and just practicing the thing. Just practice the guitar for 5-10 minutes and accepting the fact that you're bad and that you need to put in a little bit of work, and writing down every day a goal to go and play your guitar. If you are someone that doesn't journal or have a diary, and now I know it's very difficult for a lot of men because they believe that it's feminine to write in a journal or a diary. But let me tell you something, nothing keeps you more accountable than reflecting on what the past version of yourself has written. Looking back and seeing what you did on April 22nd in 2022, because it's written down, is such an eye-opener, because you can relate and see how you've grown since then. So writing down the small goals, tiny little check boxes for you to cross off or tick, will really be a defining factor as to whether you achieve what you want to achieve. Also, it is the perfect way to track it. Now, you don't have to journal, you don't have to have a book. It's 2024, there are so many ways for you to do it nowadays. It's actually funny. There are apps, there are notes in your phone, there are a million ways to keep yourself accountable. You don't have to do it the old school way on pen and paper. That's just how I like to do it. I have my books, I have my journals, and they work for me. The trick is to just do what works for you. Personally, when I see that checkbox a week later, that I did everything I needed to do on my day of self-reflection, I'm thinking there, what did I do on Monday? Oh, okay, I didn't get my reel in, but I did my push-ups and I did this and I did that. It makes it so much easier to reflect and understand why I feel the way I feel right now over everything else. So keep yourself accountable through a physical journal. I promise you, it will help you tremendously. The example of Carl was in need of passion. He wanted to play his guitar. He wanted to reignite that musical talent and fire in his heart. The other method, or the other need, is financial. Just like why most of us work our jobs, is because we get paid to do it. Being paid is why most people do what they do for the rest of their life. You got to understand how valuable your time truly is. To me, my time is gold. I only give my time to people that I care about and that I believe care about me. You see, it's a trade. It's value for value. And I'm not trying to say be selfish, but in a way be selfish. Because some people don't respect your time. But that's a different conversation. We're talking about value in a monetary perspective. Okay, well, how about this? Carl hates his job, but it pays him well. If Carl had another job that paid him enough to be comfortable, I bet you money that he would leave the job that he hates so that he can do what he has become passionate about. If his guitar could lead him to earn money, if he could make money playing his instrument, I bet you he would do it. He would take that stance. He would become the musician and just take that little leap of faith. But it all starts with him being able to practice. Hey, my boy, you're lying on the tripod. But it all starts at a root. That root being the fact that he has to practice his guitar to get to that level. Aligning your passion with your work can sometimes be the best thing that you can do. They say, and I heard this from a wise couple people, that if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. And I think that's a very interesting fact. Because the other way around is very true. That if you don't enjoy what you do, you're going to suffer and hate every moment working that job. Going in every day is going to be one of the most difficult things that you do. And you got to do it until you get the balls to quit. Or until you get fired, whichever comes first. I have a third method to keep you accountable. And this is a little bit out of the ordinary. It's public humiliation or public accountability. See, if you've been following me for long enough, you'll note that I have an Instagram page. The Bigger Smaller Brother. That's where it all began. That's where I started my very first gym reel, me training and me explaining the workout. Why did I do that? I didn't do it because I was seeking fame or monetary gain. I did it because I had found a passion. I'd found a love for training. And I made a promise to myself that I would not ever be fat again. I will lose the weight. I weighed 110 kilograms. In 2020, after my surgery, okay, let's call it 2021, because by the time I was able to walk and mosey about, I was 110 kilos. I looked at myself in the mirror for the very last time and decided that I hate how I am and I need to make the change. And so I did. I started working out and I gained a passion for training. One of the best decisions I've ever made. It's why I'm talking to you right now. That decision and the fact that I made the Instagram account is probably what has kept me on the ropes and is what's kept me on my toes about being disciplined. You see, being disciplined is a very tough and difficult thing to do. If you're not passionate about the thing, and oftentimes passion comes and goes just as easily as motivation does, if you don't have that accountability mirror, which is what the Instagram is for me, it's very easy to just slip out and not do what you have to do because no one's going to notice. See, in this case, the public humiliation's perfect because my friends follow me. Friends that are keen to see my journey and are wanting me to become the best version of myself. So I've asked my friends, if I don't do my daily push-ups, if you don't see that post, like, please roast me for it. Say, Alex, why haven't you done what you said you're going to do? Are you that kind of man? Because that kind of message doesn't just hit a man's image, it hits his ego. It hits his center of being. I don't want to be someone who doesn't stand by their word. I want people to understand that if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And so the accountability mirror being an Instagram page, a TikTok, a YouTube, whatever you want, could seriously be the difference between you actually making it and achieving your goals or you just flopping halfway through. It would have been very easy for me to say, I've hit an 80 kilo bench, I'm now 92 kilos, I've lost 18, I'm going to take it easy from now onwards. I don't need to go to the gym 5 days a week, I don't need to do a push-up challenge. What's the point? The drive that I had, thanks to the potential fork of public shame or humiliation, was that much more powerful than my own mental strength. That was worded funny. Having that platform, the Instagram page, actually kept me accountable for all of the things that I'd promised to do. And that's one of the most important things, because mental strength comes and goes. Just like waves in the ocean, it's back and forth and back and forth. There's a low tide and there's a high tide, and there's nothing that you can do about it. That's just life, man. That's just life. So the accountability mirror where your friends can publicly shame you because you haven't done your push-ups or because you haven't done what you said you're going to do, really is the best way to keep yourself accountable. I think that that's quite an extreme way of doing things, and it can build you a rep, and you can potentially get hate, and there are a million things that could go wrong, but it's one of the best methods for keeping you on track with what you said you're going to do. Guys, just to summarize, there are 3 main things that I believe you can use to achieve your success. Starting with a daily task list and a morning routine. Trust me, your workflow will be next level once you start ticking those little boxes and creating small wins for yourself. Small wins are what drive you to get big accomplishments. Number 2 is creating a need. A need is very important because either you're doing it for passion or you're doing it for money. You need to establish what you're doing it for, why you're doing it, and if you're not doing it for the right reasons, maybe you should recenter yourself and rethink what you're doing. Having a need is very important because understanding whether you're doing it for the potential of gaining money or because you love it is going to greatly impact your outcome of success. And the third thing is potential public humiliation. Create yourself an accountability mirror like I did. See what happens. Set a very basic task. You don't even have to put your face on there. You really don't. But set yourself the tasks, and maybe your friends can help you keep accountable. That's what good friends are for, aren't they? I hope this video has helped you, and I hope that you can achieve what you want to achieve. I'll see you guys in the next one. For now, cheers.